Hello, hello, my lovely guardians. All right, so this episode, Riot has decided to put us in support position, and what better champion to go support than Morgana? Come on, Morgana. Okay, we have such competency in our ability to play Morgana that we're not gonna take any potions. All right. So we're going Morgana Masteries, Thunderlord's Decreed to get a little bit more damage. We're facing a Brand and a Draven. So they can trade pretty well with us. They out-trade us, actually. Gonna get our Q. And we're gonna miss it. Okay. A little dangerous for Caitlyn to go over there. Get a little damage on the Draven. Okay. So this is going to be a hard lane for Caitlyn, and I'm going to have to use my abilities defensively. I'm just kind of waiting to put that in there. Alright, now they can't hide. And Draven's pushed the lane a little too far to where Caitlyn actually can get farm. So what we'll be waiting for is Alright, I'm gonna take this because there's a possibility of the Brand doing damage here. And what you want to do in this matchup is just kind of like, one of the things you can do is just walk up and walk back, and just kind of put some pressure, put some false pressure out there. Alright, so we're level 3, and Caitlyn's pushing out a bit. But so far, Caitlyn is getting back her health. But this lane is going to be reliant on the jungler to help us out. Pushing up a bit. He warded, Draven warded right there, I believe. Somewhere around there. And we're just, respecting, Alright, now we're gonna back out. There we go. So that was a little tricky there. Draven almost got a kill on me, but we managed to bind him successfully. So we're gonna look to get some boots and head right back out in the lane. And that's exactly what you want. You wanna, in this matchup, the easiest thing is to wait for the jungler. It's good that our jungler recognized that we needed him. And our Caitlyn got the kill. Yeah, Caitlyn got the kill. Now Caitlyn's CS is probably pretty bad, but not so bad in comparison to the Draven. So I would like to get some action. Ooh, hello. All right. Okay. So it was worth a shot. We could have, it was worth a shot. Bran could be right here. Okay, no he's not. It's possible that we blew, her flash. We just block that. Alright, now unfortunately, alright. Okay. Draven's gonna take quite a lot of damage there. We're gonna follow it up. Well, looks like we're not gonna follow it up. I thought maybe, he would follow up there. Alright, so we're gonna go head this way. Because they could have a ward right there. And we're gonna try to assist the birdie. Alright. Got her. There we go. Ouch. Alright, now we have to go back. Now Draven should be coming back about now. We're gonna get a sight stone and a control word and head right back in it. I've been playing so much Nunu lately. That I have developed this sense to use W, his speed up, or his blood boil, and I wanted to use it just then. All right, that's she should be dead. Okay, wow, I'm so surprised that they didn't follow up with that. She needs to go back. We're gonna put the temporary ward in there. Put a ward right there. And we're gonna put a ward right there. Alright, so that's unfortunate that we had to run into the that we had to run into her. She was just hiding there. That was a bit surprising. But yeah, right now Caitlyn cannot duo. So the good thing about that is now we know where the kindred is. She's moving this way, and she's most likely going this way, or she could be going that way. That's about the extent of what she can do. Alright, so we're gonna see what we can do. Oh, nice. Hey, alright. Alright, so we finally got, now we're going to ward this and get rid of that pesky word there. Alright, so I'm Hello, Annie. Now Annie would have walked into that brush because of the kindred would have been around there. But the problem with that is she opens this turret up for lots of free damage. Alright, now we'll be able to take this out. No? Okay. Alright. Let's see if Kindred's back here. Okay, she's not. Alright, we're gonna place a ward right here. There we go. Easy peasy. Very nice. Alright, we're gonna get this item and then, what should we go for next? I guess, should we go for boots and mobility or mercury treads? Let's go for boots and mobility. But mercury treads could work just as well, and let's head out. And did Caitlyn actually take care of the Draven by herself? Really? What? Okay, that's definitely an issue for them. If Draven can't solo the Caitlyn, yeah, she just needs to watch herself. We're gonna get eyes on, gonna get eyes over here. I think this is warded. We're gonna try to help the Garen out here. Yeah, Riven, alright. He's trying to capitalize over here. Adios, muchacho. Alright. Alright. Ooh, nice. Okay, she blew her flash. I'll deal with it. I can deal with it. Okay. Miss coming from him, and then what's next on our list? I think, well, I don't know. Are we getting a lot of AP damage? We'll start with that, and we'll head down bottom. All right, so they might have. All right, that should be a death for him as well. Okay, nicely done. So as it stands, we have a ward in their red. We're gonna place a ward in their blue. And take care of this guy. Oh, there we go. Now we've got some vision. Right. Annie could explode me at any point here. Alright, missed that. That's gonna cost Caitlyn her life. There's not much I can do about it. Poor Caitlyn, I hardly knew ye. But that's fine because... Let's see, what should we do here? We should get some wards up here. That's definitely something that we should do. I tried to bail Caitlyn out there. Alright. Not a successful, There we go. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Alright, we're gonna throw some wards around. And there might be a brand over here. Okay, we didn't get anybody. And brand is just kind of, Alright, so there was a ward there, that's how Brand knew I was there. Caitlyn is doing some farming. Lanes are looking good. We're going to finish off Locket of the Iron Solari. That's going to be quite a powerful item this stage in the game with so much magic damage coming from the enemy. So much burst. But the key is going to be for me to be able to use that. Alright, we're going to hide here. Alright, so you didn't have any confidence there. Now, it's good for them to back off. Oh, gotcha, buddy. Woo-hoo-hoo. All right. So we can get this tower. Oh, come on, man. Then we're gonna want to go back. Alright. So they need to back out. They're probably dead already. We're gonna grab this for redemption. And gonna head out. The bird is dead! Oh, nice. Oh, nice! What? 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 Alright, so we're gonna try to help the Garen here. Alright, that's all we needed to do, is stop that guy there. And we're gonna look to get Vision up here. Because her red buff is coming up. We're gonna scan that real quick. I've been kind of wondering about that push there. Gonna get a ward there. Gonna get a ward there. And gonna get a ward there. So we are just... We're gonna be so brutal here. Oh, nice. Yikes, man. Man, she is just... Anivia is scary, man. She is one scary bird. Yeah, so we're gonna be hanging out in this area, waiting for... I wonder if she's just leaving. Yeah, I think she just got out. Yeah, she just left. Alright, so we're gonna go back. We're going to get the next component of our redemption, so it can be ever so much more tanky. And at this stage of the game, we're 20 minutes in. Baron is definitely something that we can contest because we have a tanky top. Lots of damage. Alright, so we're gonna look at our little... Okay. So they're looking to secure Baron. Okay, there's no wards actually here. We're just kind of given, there's no wards in this area, so... I mean, they do have this, but as soon as that leaves, we have the ability to take advantage of the situation. We also have control of the area, and I don't understand any of why... Okay, we're gonna get... Alright. Fine, we're gonna reward this. That's gonna be disappearing soon. Okay. They killed our jungler. So Riven... So at times it can be a little frustrating to at times it can be a little frustrating to get people to organize. But we might do a Baron. Alright, we're gonna put a ward. Might just do it. Alright, I gotta get out. There we go. Very nice. I don't know why Garen took that pathing, though. Alright, so we're going to get redemption. We're going to upgrade that item and head on out. And that Baron does a lot of damage. Chunked me, man. Oh, nice. Wow. So we need to worry about a flank here. We're gonna ward right here, and right here. To worry about any potential flank. Then we're gonna hide. Nice. Oh, did I really get her? Did I really get her? Oh my god! Oh, that's rough, man. Wow. How did I get Riven? I thought for sure I was gonna hit the minion. Wow. So who's getting that? Not Garen. I think it's gonna be the bird. I just got the bird. Yeah. Yikes. Okay, so 5, 1, and 8. Not the best, but not too shab. And wow. Our mid laner did great. Caitlyn did great under the circumstances because I was kind of roaming and not always paying attention to her. And Garen really doesn't have to do anything versus a Riven. He just has to survive till late game. Then we win. Hey, 2 honors. Where's my 3rd honor? Where is it? Okay, let's get to it. Itemization, the brand. They did a lot of burst damage coming from all walks of life. And I just couldn't believe that bind that landed on Riven. Riven must have been like, what? That bind hit me? Alright, so protect against the onslaught of champions like Brand. For the Lock of the Iron Solari, just for Brand, I would get Lock of the Iron Solari because it helps so much because of how Brand's kit works. Just bouncing off one attack to a next, the devastation it caused within a team fight. Redemption, I never got to use Redemption. I could have used it on the Anivia. It can be one of those things that you don't think of right off the bat, but certainly when everyone's low and you're like, yeah, I'm gonna use Redemption. But it never got to that point. The enemy team just gave up. Their heads exploded. They're like, I can't believe this. But the Anivia, wow, 10-0 and 6. I think if I was the enemy team and I saw this Anivia taking care of business with a 10-0 and 6, I would have been like, close the books. Okay, so she's got Hex Tech, she's got Banshee's Veil, she's been building Tear the Goddess, so she's very tanky. Like this is a very nice survivability build here. I like that. The Caitlyn's got your standard Infinity Edge into Phantom Dancer, and she actually went for a Bloodthirster for a little more survivability. She could have went through a Static Shiv. I think that would have been better for her as far as burst damage goes, because there's a theory that you do a lot of burst damage and the enemy thinks, oh man, there's so much damage done on me that I gotta run. So Caitlyn, in my opinion, doesn't attack that quick to get a lot of damage steal coming from Bloodthirster. However, it does allow her to farm a little safer. And take a little damage from minions. But honestly, if she was in a duel with the Draven is going to throw more axes and do more attacks per second, or yeah, more attacks than Caitlyn. So he really benefits on items like this, where the more attacks you hit people with it, you get 20% lifesteal. Caitlyn just doesn't attack that much, so it's really better for her to go for something like a Static Shiv, where the enemy thinks, oh man, I've been chunked for so much damage, I really should just leave. And damage that they would have caused Caitlyn, if they left, they didn't cause damage on Caitlyn, so she would win a fight and not have to lose the health that Bloodthirster essentially tries to gain back. And other champions, you got Brand, you got Draven, you got Riven, so many bursty champions. You're not going to do enough sustained damage over time to take advantage of Bloodthirster. You want to get those people out of there. You want to Static Shiv them. You want to pop their HP. You want to kill them before they have a chance to get damage on you. our jungler did a great job. Not stupendous, but he knew where to go and how to influence the lane. And when he came for us bottom lane and he was successful and gave Caitlyn a kill, that really that did us a lot of good bot. That made the game for, you know, encompassing bot lane so much easier. And that's pretty much how you got to play that lane, because Brand and Draven, they're going to out damage you, they're going to out trade you, and they have enough burst. That is a lot of early game burst coming from the Brand and the Draven. So you really got to respect that. You got to think, well, if the jungler isn't coming in a little bit, please jungler, help me out. You know, you got to type that to them. But that's another way. That's another thing about the general knowledge of the game and not so much game mechanics. All right, so Enchantment Warrior into Black Cleaver. That's pretty much how his build it consists. That he isn't bursty, but he does a significant amount of burst into sort of like, you know, letting someone else combo with his kills. He can duel, but he's a bit clunky, and he has to be kind of sneaky. You gotta step into bushes, or you have to try to attack a target that's already low, so you can finish it off with auto attacks. But this build is fine. The Garen, he would have taken Randuin's Omen. It looks like he's going for a Black Cleaver as well, which is fine with Garen. He just wasn't having that much luck versus the Riven early game. So it just means that Riven knew how to play the early game, but Garen was hanging in there so he can become useful later on. And Garen is quite useful in team fights later on. Even though he made some weird plays where he was like, oh, well, I'm going to go fight Riven when I'm the only tank that can tank the Baron. Yeah, so he did a loop around Baron to help us out. But that's fine, because we got the Baron and no one died. Alright, so the Draven actually is going for Infinity Edge and Static Shiv. This is the build that I think our Caitlyn should have gone. This is a lot of burst damage. Unfortunately, Draven is one of these champions that does not scale that well later in the game. Caitlyn scales better, because she's got, her kit is just her kit seems to go well with the late game. Now, Draven is one of these champions that really excels when he gets ahead in the early game, and he can be a monster late game, just chunking people. But as far as this build goes, I give it the seal of approval. But unfortunately, this was a tough game for him, and it resulted in him being pretty far behind. And that is where our jungler was so significant in the early game, allowing the bot lane and every other circumstance afterwards to go a certain way. Because when he came bot lane, I was able to roam, and then when Annie jumped on the Anivia, I was right there with a bind and some extra damage. So while Anivia was actually surviving the hits after Annie was trying to kill Anivia in the egg form, we were able to take her out. I wonder, I don't know this, but can Anivia ignite people in the egg form? Don't know. Okay, so the Annie, more like Necronomicon, and some Boots Lucidity. So right now she doesn't do a whole lot of damage, but she's looking for that team fight ability where she can have her ultimate up ASAP and sort of catch everybody out. For the most part, I don't think there was not too many times where our entire team was grouped together, and it's more to the point of how their build is. They don't have really a solid engage, so that tends to make things difficult on everyone grouping together. Because if you say, I've got an engage, we've got some ADCs, we've got a good mid laner, you want to say we all want to group up and work together. But this compilation of champions is kind of a hodgepodge, and you know, how do you make plays around this? Do you make a play around the Riven to jump in there and start getting kills? It's all a lot of toss up when you don't have a solid tank. Now we did have Garen, but for the most part, a team fight never really became an issue. So in a way, their team comp was fine for the fact that the late game never came about where we had big team fights. But sadly, they did so poorly that we, you know, forced them to surrender because the numbers were just the 10, 0, and 6 Anivia. Yikes. That is a powerful Anivia. The Riven, you've got your standard Yomus for speed up, Black Cleaver for lots of damage. You're gonna do a lot of damage over time rather than if you were to get something like Ravenous Hydra. But one of the issues is Riven had to go Black Cleaver because Garen is going to continually build armor, and she has to have some way of dealing with that armor. So she was forced to take this path. Rivens do a lot of burst damage, and Ravenous Hydra is so nice when you're trying to do an additional burst damage when you proc the attack. The Annie, like I said, was looking for that late game comp, so her abilities are a bit, you know, they're underwhelming, and unfortunately, she was subdued pretty heavily by the Anivia, showcased by her 121 CS versus Anivia's 200, not to mention her flawless performance KDA. So, yikes! Don't put me in a match with that Anivia on the enemy team. Bran, you've got Leandry's Torment, so he's looking for that serious, that heavy damage early. That's what he's looking for, and he's going Stite Zone. So, but the game really never erupted into any big team fights, and they were behind in a lot of ways. They just couldn't get to that power spike. Bran is late game, and their jungler is late game, but it was hard for them to know how to make plays based on the anatomy or the structure of their team comp. I think if they would have stunned somebody that was caught out, then they could snowball off of that. So that's a possibility of how their team could have progressed. But as far as the small skirmishes in which you can get those kills to snowball to a next kill, to snowball off an objective like Dragon or Baron, it just didn't happen because they were not doing well the early to mid game, and really the game did not go late game. Even though the KDA is just incredible on the Anivia and her farm, she just has two completed items. That's hardly late game. And she was scary already. And then finally you've got the Kindred. She's looking for the solo kills or the assisted kills with like little skirmishes, and she has Skirmisher Saber. Classic item for this guy, for this red smite, to really make sure that the enemy has no chance of retaliating. In addition, she's got Infinity Edge and Rapid Fire Cannon. So this build is a lot of sustained damage, and there's some little bit of burst coming from Rapid Fire. So she does a lot of damage, and if she hits you with a red smite, you're not going to be able to return that damage. So she chunks you quite a bit. But if you can stun her and get out of the way of that damage, then she can't perform what she needs to do. So you have to combine some abilities of other champions. You got to get someone to stun. You got to get someone to bind, so you can finish off with her build. She's got to have a little co-op to get this finished. She can most likely take out our jungler, but our jungler has some survivability to where you know, he'll be able to get away with a move that he can move between walls. And our team is going to group if the Kindred continues to go farther and farther onto our side of the map to try to kill Kane, our jungler. So as far as their team comp is, it's not great for late game, but late game never showed up. However, if the further the game got and the later the game got, we had the team comp to make it a reality. But what happened was the Anivia was just so strong. I was able to help Anivia. You know, it's hard to detect and hard to get out of the way of Morgana's bind. It's, for one, it's a long bind and it's long range. So trying to avoid those things, figuring out where the Morgana's gonna throw that bind, it is scary. Alright guys, so I hope you enjoyed this episode of Arch the Jungler as a support. Thank you, Riot. And I hope you guys enjoy your day. Hi-oh!